What's up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingNews.com. Welcome back to another one of our previews. Well, let's go to Turfway Park on Saturday, March 22nd, race 12 on the card. It is a Jeff Ruby Stakes Grade 3 event going a mile and an eighth. Field of 12 also eligible as well. Another 100-point Kentucky Derby prep race. Of course, we have the Louisiana Derby this week as well. So the final drive and the final push towards the Kentucky Derby starts right here with, like I said, the race in Louisiana and the race right here at Turfway Park. All right, let's get it. Like I said, field of 12, one also eligible. We'll run through them now, and then we'll head on and find out who we're going to pick to win in this spot. Should be very, very good to kind of dive through this one. I think it's a very good betting race. I think there's a lot of different angles you can play. But one angle I will not be playing is the number one calling card who scratched out of the Virginia Derby to come here to the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Just nowhere to be found in the LeCompte or the Gotham in his two starts against, Kentucky Derby horses, or Kentucky Derby prep races, I should say. Look, he has one race that's really good. It was a maiden special weight going 1 mile on the dirt at Aqueduct. That was fantastic. The rest of his races just weren't all that great. He does have I guess, decent enough turf form. He finished 5th on debut on the turf, and he was 2nd in his second start on the turf, and then 4 races on the dirt. I don't know. The synthetic may work, but he's not for me. The number 2, Charlie's to Blame. This horse could be for me. 2 straight victories coming into this one. A maiden special weight on the turf at Del Mar before a stakes win at Gulfstream Park in the Kitten's Joy last time out. So, like I said, a couple of nice wins over the turf. One dirt race was on debut. Didn't do much there, but his other ones have been good. So I think the synthetic won't be a problem. Hernandez is going to come in to ride. I think that's good as well. He was on him for his maiden win, I should say, at Del Mar. He's got a little bit early speed. I think that'll help as well. So he's got a, like I said, there's going to be several angles. This is a decent angle. Speed figures aren't too bad either. I think he'll take to the track okay. If he does, I think he's in with a little bit of a shot. The number 3, California Burrito, coming off back-to-back wins here at Turfway Park. Won an allowance by 7, 2 races back, and then last time out won the local prep race, the John Battaglia Memorial, by half length over Baby Max and Maximum Promise, 2 horses that are going to come back to run right here. So, look, a pretty simple handicap for him. If you like those last 2 races, and you think he's going to maybe run that race again or maybe even improve, I think he's the play today. He's been very good since shipping over here. His first race wasn't horrible, but he's really improved in his last 2 performances right here over this track. So we'll see if he can do it again. We'll see if he can make it 3 in a row. Certainly has that proven form over the track, which is a big deal here at Turfway. The number 4 is Final Gambit. This is a horse that broke the maiden last time out at Turfway Park by 2 1/4. Came from way out of it. And I mean way out of it to get the job done. He also came from way out of it on debut on the turf at Churchill Downs and was started beating 3 1/4. Second in his debut right here in a maiden special weight at Turfway Park. And then, like I said, the win. So, building up nicely. Speed figures have not been anywhere near what they're going to have to be to win this one. That's the worry today. Big improvement needed if this horse has a chance. The number 5 is Flying Mohawk. This is a horse that last time out was able to get the job done against Allowance Company at Fairgrounds over the turf. All turf races here, 5 starts over the turf, 2 wins and a second. Yeah, 2 wins in a row, though. The maiden was broke 2 back for Flying Mohawk at Churchill Downs. Like I said, then that 3-year-old debuted there against Allowance horses there at Fairgrounds. Another one, this one kind of reminds me of Charlie's to Blame. Good form on the turf if it equates to synthetic. Comes in with a chance, ships in with a chance for sure. So the 2 and the 5 kind of remind me of each other in this spot. The 6 reminds me of the 3, California Burrito. The 6 came to Turfway Park, pretty good allowance race, finished 2nd, then won a stakes race right here at Turfway Park, and then was 2nd, beating a half length to California Burrito. How does he turn the tables today? That's the big question. Kind of had every chance to win that last one and just couldn't get the job done. That's the worry. But again, he's just like California Burrito. It's pretty quick handicap. Hey, he's here. He likes the surface. He's been running okay here. He's good enough, and as long as these shippers don't ship in and have big success and it's kind of the locals, well, he's going to be right there with California Burrito. So if you like him, pretty easy to handicap him. All right, the number 7, Giacoso's next. This horse gets to the synthetic for the first time, but his best surface certainly looks to be the turf. Broke the maiden on the turf at Ellis Park back in the summer, and then recently, November 8th of last year, won an allowance over the turf as well. You saw him in the Risen Star last time out. He was nowhere to be found, 12, beaten 39.5. But I think getting back to getting to the synthetic versus trying the dirt again is the right move. 3 races over the dirt, none of them have been very good. 4 races over the turf, all of them have been decent enough. He finished 6th in the Grade 2 Bourbon. That's his worst start on the turf, but that was still not a terrible effort. Only got beat 4 1/4. So I think it's a good spot for him. I think if you're looking for a long shot, this one makes sense to me. I ultimately did not pick him to win the race, but I could see using him. He's kind of like Flying Mohawk and Charlie's to Blame a bit. The form's a little bit muddled, but most of the Sormal horses, when you see them, their form is a little bit muddled. But I kind of think there's something there. I would keep an eye on this horse for sure. The number 8 is Innovator. Can the coach Dwayne Lucas, who just won with American Promise, win with Innovator here and then win with Caldera in the Louisiana Derby? No is my answer for Innovator. I don't like him in this spot very much. Trying synthetic for the first time. It feels to me like the coach says, okay, I got 3 prospects. This might be the third ranked of my prospects. Let's just try it. Let's give him a shot here. Maybe he gets out in front and he never looks back. It's possible. I don't think it's probable. I don't like this horse. I really have never liked this horse, so I don't like him in this spot today. Sorry, coach. But if you win, good for you, bad for my wallet, but I would still be happy that he'd have another one in. All right, the number 9 is a Poster, and this horse moves to the synthetic for the first time, but 2 races over the turf to start his career, and they were both pretty sharp. So I think the synthetic's going to be okay for this horse. Won the Rimson by a nose in his dirt debut, and then last time out was 3rd, beaten 2 3/4 in the Sam F. Davis, another dirt race at Tampa. Now, here's the thing. You look when that happened, you go, well, that wasn't a very good race. He got beat. He never really was involved, but he came from way out of it, way too far back. And he got beat by John Hancock and Owen Almighty, 2 horses that I think are pretty good. Owen Almighty came back to win the Tampa Bay Derby very impressively. And then John Hancock runs in the Louisiana Derby this weekend. We'll see what he does, but he projects to be pretty decent. So even though I still don't think the Sam F. Davis was a great effort from Poster, maybe a little bit better than I thought on that day. And again, now we get a stretch out. Now we get a surface that he might really like. A lot of pace looks like in this race. I think they found a perfect spot for Poster here. I think he's got a big chance in this one. The number 10 is Maximum Promise. He's a horse I kind of liked in the Lecomte and ran okay. He was, of course, I kind of liked in the John Battaglia, ran okay. But that's the problem. We got to be better than okay, and I just don't know. I'm going to jump off of him in this one. I'm not going to put him on tickets. This will probably be the time he wins, but I kind of got to quit him at some point, and today's going to be the day. But we'll see. He's just kind of immature, seems to be his problem. I think the talent's there with Maximum Promise. I just don't know. He's just kind of a quirky horse. Can't get himself in a real good position to go win a race. That's been the problem these last 2 efforts. All right, let's keep going. Number 11 is Curvino, a horse that I kind of liked last time out in an allowance race there at Oaklawn. He got 3rd, beaten 3 3/4. Just not great for this horse. 9 starts, just 1 win. It came in a maiden claiming race at Oaklawn Park. Now, it was high caliber maiden claimers, 100,000, but still it was a claiming race. 3 races over the turf are interesting. I looked at those to see how they will project now going to the synthetic. Didn't win any of them, but came within a head of winning a race at Santa Anita, a maiden special weight there. There's just not enough for me. I tried to make a case. I can't do it. I'm not real interested in Curvino. The number 12, He's Not Joking. Yeah, look, this is an interesting horse to me. 4 races over the synthetic surface at Woodbine, easily his best 4. Won a maiden special weight and then won the Gray Stakes, which that's a tough race, and he won it. Tried dirt after that, 8th in the Kentucky Jockey Club, 5th in the Holy Bull. Forget about the dirt on this horse. I think this is a good spot here. I don't like the post. Not going to use him, but I could see him making a little bit of an impact here. His synthetic races were good at Woodbine. We'll just see if that translates here to Kentucky to Turfway Park. Then finally, I'll mention the number 13 is Candy Town. This horse is still a maiden. That's the bad news. Good news is he was only beaten a half length on debut at Gulfstream on the turf. And then he was only beaten 3/4 of a length on the dirt at Tampa. So third race, third different surface. That's the bad news. Good news, like I said, though, he's shown, and the turf race was better than the dirt race. So I think that does project well to the synthetic. If he gets in, I don't think he's without any chance whatsoever. If you want to play a long shot, I don't think he's the worst. He's not for me, but I could see it. Like, I could see him hitting the board or something, or running. Even if he's like 5th or 6th, he outruns his odds. I could see that happening, but again, like, not for me in this spot. All right. So that is the field. I'm going to go a number 9 poster to win this race. I think they found a perfect spot for him. You know, I went back and rewatched his 2 turf races, and they were pretty good. The Rimson, I think at one point it looked like it was going to be pretty good, and it kind of fell apart. Went back and watched the Sam F. Davis. He was definitely motoring down the lane. Now, he passed a lot of horses that weren't that good. The 2 horses that were pretty good in that race, he was making up ground at least, but he was never threatening. And that race was never really going to be for him, though, going that distance. I think now 1 1/8. I think the pace is going to be pretty hot. I do think he'll enjoy the surface. I think it's all a pretty good mix. I think he's going to be a horse that shows up and runs pretty well here. So give me the number 9 poster to win the Jeff Ruby Stakes. All right, guys, that'll do it for a preview of the Jeff Ruby. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Turfway Park on Saturday.